Good morning. Tuesday morning, heading out to Hertzliya to ProoV. I'll be there all day, except for one meeting with a relative who has a digital agency and recently reached out to see if we can collaborate in some way. Haven't seen the guy in a while, so that's going to be an interesting meeting. But all in all, at ProoV, talking business, talking the future. Good times. Let's do this. Made it to ProoV here in Hertzliya, which means the beach. Kind of a perfect morning, and I kind of regret not bringing my drone today, but check out the view here. So I left my drone at home this morning. There's some new rules and regulations in Israel that I need to study a little better before I continue to drone. But I got a fellow droney here on the beach, flying the same drone that I fly, the Mavic Pro, and he's getting some unbelievable footage. He said it's a kilometer away right now. See what he's got some serious equipment right here. What's your name? Ido. Heading to Bistro 56 to have a legendary steak and see these good looking guys. What's cooking good looking? Meeting Moshe Moreshet, a relative of mine who's in the digital space. I have absolutely no idea what he does, but haven't seen the guy in a long time, so I'm excited to see him and talk shop. So you guys by now have heard about ProoV, I don't know, 100,000 times. You know I'm here every Tuesday. You know I'm actively advising this company. You know I love the company. Some of you know why I love the company. I'm sure many of you do not. In addition, you met with Tomer. A couple of weeks ago I interviewed Tomer. I've interviewed Toby in the past. I've actually also interviewed Alexey here, who you'll meet in a second. But I thought it was time for a refresher. And I gotta say that there's a lot of magic going on in this company. And I'm just gonna give a quick overview and then I'm gonna shut up and let you pick this guy's brain. Because I'll tell you why I said there's a lot of magic. There are two very, very distinct worlds in the world of technology and innovation as a whole. Two very distinct worlds that should not be so estranged to each other. Wow, I sound very poetic today. There's the enterprise world, right? The Intel, the Bank of America, the big massive companies, and then there's the startups. They both are focused on innovation. The problem is that the young startups are lean, they move, they're innovative, and the enterprises want to adopt more corporate innovation. They want to be more innovative, but it's difficult. And to adopt a new technology, to run a POC, a proof of concept, is a very, very tough process. Alexey and Toby, the founders of ProoV, said, as serial entrepreneurs, they understand the pain point of running a POC, and they built a solution from the ground up. The entire end-to-end process of running a POC from, let's say I'm Intel, and I want to now work with a startup, from finding the relevant startups, to testing the relevant startups, to deploying the relevant startups, and on and on and on. And you can run an entire POC in a matter of weeks to months, instead of months to years. That's kind of high level. Alexey, CTO and co-founder of ProoV. Give me your background. I want to hear it because you actually have a very, very interesting background. Let's start with the bodybuilding. I should say weightlifting thing. Powerlifting. See, he gets this. I never get it right. I never get it right.
No. Powerlifter want to, a bodybuilder want to be good looking.
Okay.
And powerlifter want just to be strong.
Just to be strong. So you're a powerlifter.
Yeah.
And you did that in Russia?
No, I'm 30 years here in Israel.
30 years.
30 years.
Okay.
And
how old are you? Can I ask how old you are?
44.
44. So you didn't do powerlifting in Russia then?
I did.
At 14?
I started in age of 14.
Wow.
In Moscow, in Olympic Village.
Wow.
But yeah, well,
okay.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this then for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Powerlifting.
Yeah.
You still do it today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask what weight you can, how much is your maximum?
About 200 kilos and bench press. Yeah.
200 kilos?
Wow.
That's more than 2.5 times what I weigh. What the hell? All right, you're a beast. Okay, fine. So there's the powerlifting thing. And then how many years have you been working in tech?
First of all, my father, one of he was one of the founding fathers of all matter of software in former Soviet Union.
Wow.
Yeah. Today he's a professor on Technion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes, yeah. So that's why I'm naturally came to this area.
I would say Technion, if you're not familiar, I should say, is perhaps compared most closely to like the MIT of Israel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Officially, I think I can say that I worked from '94 when actually I was a student. So my first job was a programmer in Technion, and then I actually was in army, and then I started to work.
Okay, and you've worked with when we often talk and you name some of your connections and some of the founders and people you've worked with, your relationships are at the highest levels of the Israeli ecosystem. Any top entrepreneur that's on any of those lists, top Israeli entrepreneurs, top Israeli startups, you've worked with all of them. All of them.
Yes.
No, listen. I mean, I'll just name drop one name. I know you've worked in the past with Eyal Gura.
Great. Yes.
Eyal Gura is like a legend. I mean, the whole Gura family is legends. Maya and Ron, Eyal, these guys are legends. So I mean, that's just one name off the top of my head. But you've worked with so many amazing people over the years.
Yeah, he's a good friend. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, how did this come to be, ProoV? What happened? What led up to it? Why did you find this company? Found this company?
So first of all, I think that such an idea can come only to someone that really experiences this pain. Like you said, it's a true pain that exists for a long time, but recently it became very critical, very hard. So actually ProoV is my fourth company. Fourth company. So at my previous company, I met this problem every time. And my co-founder Toby, in our common ventures and in his known ventures, he also experiences this pain, like when you are a startup and you have something that you need to showcase to the big corporate, and you need to move things because you have like.
They don't move. They
aren't moved because they can't move.
Right.
They cannot move
because they're too heavy.
Yeah. They are not proposed to this purpose, to this target. They cannot. This is not of their biggest KPI.
Right.
But the problem is that if they are not doing it today, they are in big problem.
Right.
Because kind of little startup can come and just take them on the business.
Right.
So that's the reason corporates today they are opening what they call innovation labs.
Love it.
Problem is that you can open 1,000 innovation labs, it will not help you.
Right. Because it's culture.
Yeah, because you mentioned pains.
Right.
So several pains are processual pains.
Okay.
The process is not optimized. It's very bureaucratic.
Right.
It's manual. It's not like a process should be in 2018. But the part of the problems are technological problems.
Interesting.
And to solve and to try to solve it by yourself if you are a corporate can cost you literally millions.
Right, millions.
And it's.
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
You don't even realize that you said it, Alexey, but you actually. This is. I always talk about this, right? Too many people, entrepreneurs, fall in love with their solution. These guys built this company because of a problem. They fell in love with the problem and they set out to solve it. Find a problem. I've met with entrepreneurs, many of them you've met, who said, "I love this space. I'm going to build something." but dude, there's no pain point. Find a pain point that exists. Yeah. This is a major pain point. Startups want to work with enterprises. Enterprises want to work with startups. Both sides want it, but they can't do it because think about it. Just put everything else aside, right? I'll give you one example. Just one example. If I'm the Bank of America and I want to now use some blockchain startup, let's say somehow my nephew has a friend and I can find that startup. Do you understand what kind of risk they have to take that startup and put it on their own servers? Do you understand what will happen to the Bank of America if that thing crashes their servers? Just that alone. Forget everything else. These guys, they built, like I said before, magic. They deep mirror. They take your entire testing environment, they put it on the ProoV cloud, and they say, you know what? Take no risk. We will test this software for you. We will test the startup for you. You like it? Boom, deploy it on your own servers. That in and of itself, forget everything else. Forget the discovery, forget the due diligence, forget the testing, forget everything. Just that alone is magic for both the startup and the enterprise.
Yeah, and I want to mention two things that you just said. So first of all, regarding ProoV, yes, naturally, it's if you are a corporate, the number of the pains you have is much bigger than the startup. Because the pain of startup is like it's just the speed that you receive the essential packet to start a POC. That's the biggest problem. Right. If I need to chase after a big corporate and all my time is eaten and time and money is eaten by chasing and I didn't even start a POC, I'm a deep problem. But if I'm a CTO or CIO or Chief Innovation Officer is a corporate, my problem and my pains are much bigger.
Existence. I can't even exist.
I cannot exist, and you know, truly, without ProoV, without our platform, I hardly see biggest corporates with biggest budget can do it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now,
just for a moment,
thing,
regarding kinds of things that you just said, that many of young entrepreneurs, they come and say, "Oh, I love the space." That's exactly my opinion. That what you should find is not a space, because space is just a side effect, and you need, and also technology is a side effect. Find the pain and see if you can solve it.
100%. I love that. And I'll just say one more thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get you. I know you're super busy. He's like mounds of work to do. I pulled him away. I really wanted to pick his brain a little bit. But one thing to say though, I just want to say one thing. The company, you know, it's very nice to have a good idea. It's very nice to say, okay, we're solving a pain. But then there's product market fit. Is it working? Are we? And the answer is this company. You know, I don't like to use the word hyper growth, but what we're experiencing right now, what we've been building up towards this right now, is a hockey stick. Right?
Yeah,
we're getting unbelievable demand, by the way, both from startups and enterprises. At the end of the day, the enterprises, like you said, have more of a pain point, and we're seeing incredible demand, by the way, not only in terms of quantity of enterprises, but also quality.
Sure.
The biggest names in the enterprise world are now knocking down our door to work with us, and that is, to me, the biggest validation that this is solving a real freaking pain point. So Alexey, keep doing the magic, man. I'll keep pulling you away to do cool interviews, and the bottom line is, man, let's just keep kicking butt. Love it, man. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So I bet you're asking yourself, how was it that I was on my way to Bistro 56 and then I interviewed Alexey? And if you didn't ask yourself that, you're not paying attention. The answer is, I went to Bistro 56 to meet Moshe Moreshet, who I'm supposed to meet for lunch, to realize we're actually meeting in a half an hour. Went back to ProoV to interview Alexey, and now I'm going back to Bistro 56. Stay tuned for the food. What's up, guys? Love it. I always say the best appetizer in the country, and a portobello mushroom with some chopped meat inside. Check this out. So, sitting with this highly attractive individual. Sorry, that's a little bit of an awkward way to start an interview with someone as professional.
Talking about yourself like that?
Of course, I was talking about myself. Okay, so the truth is, it's funny. Like, you know, context is everything. As you know, as someone who sees my vlogs, you know that I'm a big believer in context. And so, before I meet someone, I always try to remember the context of how we originally connected. And I realized that we connected in two ways. First, you connected literally via my website. You reached out, and like in that first email, and I talk about this all the time, and I cannot stress this enough. In that first email, I knew right away, within 12 seconds, I'm gonna like this guy. The way you reached out, the way you responded, the way, and I'm not saying
was that the first to use that web form?
No, what do you mean? I get 300 of these emails a week.
Just check.
But, and I'm not. I don't mean to sound shallow, like, oh, you flatter someone, but you like spent the time to say, I like the way your website operates. I like the web form. And you were like complimentary. You were nice. You were down. You know, you didn't write a 300-word email. You were just straight to the point, but you added a nice kind of personal touch. And right away, I was like, I'm gonna like this guy. We went back and forth by email. I think there were 10 emails that we sent back and forth. Then you sent another email about, oh, I see you're going to San Francisco. Talk to me about some food, which you know I like because you watch my vlog. Like, you're personal. You know, little did I know that freaking Uri Lichtenfeld, VP what?
King of Kensington, we call
The guy is like huge in Morgan Stanley.
Yes.
Calls you his mentor. So I'm talking to this dude about food in San Francisco, thinking there's some random teenager who's my, like, I didn't really think you were a teenager, who's my like fan. Little did I realize you're actually somewhat of a legend, okay? And I'm not even gonna let you deny that, because if Uri Lichtenfeld called you his mentor, then you're doing something right. So let's just back up a little bit. Who are you?
I'm Judah Aspler. I live in Montreal. I work for a Cleveland-based company in the cybersecurity space.
Love it. So, you know, yeah, that's what you do. You're a security guy, but you're also ex-Microsoft, having worked there 9 years, being a pretty senior decision maker there in the security space. Is that accurate?
That's all relative, naturally, but yes, gained some great experience in the Microsoft identity and security team.
Direct correlation between humility and greatness. Remember that. Okay, you don't want to say you were a decision maker. Fine, he was a decision maker. All right. Anyway, moving along. You were there for 9 years.
I'm more decision maker there than I am at home.
There you go. Yeah, all right.
Okay, I'll take that.
You were there for 9 years.
So yeah.
Okay.
Just under 9 years.
All right, and now you're working for a company named
CSS, Certified Security Solutions.
All right.
Awful acronym.
If my grandmother's watching, hit me. What is that?
Your grandmother's devices should be secured. All our devices need to be secured. We secure your devices.
Why is that important? It's important because in the future, all of our devices will be smart.
Everything that's automated, everything that's an automated device, if it's not doing what it's meant to be doing, it's not doing anything.
Okay, I love it. Absolutely love it. You live in Montreal. You got 3 kids. We got to talk about that?
3 kids.
Beautiful.
Couple of teens, one younger.
I'm starting to learn about that. Not a fun experience, but that will be in our follow-up meeting. Fine. So you're a security guy, ex-Microsoft, working at this company. Worked with Uri at a company called Whale.
We worked at Whale Communications. Yeah, out of Russia, Ein in Fort Lee, New Jersey, Secure Monastis.
And that was acquired by Microsoft, swallowed up?
Microsoft swallowed us up.
Love it. Okay, and the bottom line is, you're also, I think we started our meeting by talking about you're an active community member in your community. And again, I'm not going to embarrass you, but you try to do good.
We all do.
Can we? Well,
Absolutely.
No, that's false.
We should all do, and I do my best.
But
Absolutely.
you're a big believer in you do well by doing good. I love it. All right, man, listen, the bottom line is like this. If there's a company watching this, startup, a VC, a security growth company, whatever company that can use your insights, your experience, pick your brain, whatever it is, and they want to reach out to you, what's the best way to contact you?
Absolutely. CSS, they can reach us. I'm listed on the About Us on the CSS website, or you can look me up, Judah Aspler, on LinkedIn. Look for the guy there that's got the IoT security title in it.
Does that mean you don't want to give your email?
Happy to. My what?
Does that mean you don't want to give your email?
I want to give my email.
No, you don't have to.
Well, we can spell it out on the screen. You can put it on afterwards.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. First name at lastname.com. Judah@aspler.com.
Oh, Judah@aspler.com.
ASPLER.
Absolutely. Judah@aspler.com.
Absolutely.
Right.
Anyone can reach out.
It's super fast meeting, but I can tell you right now, we're going to be good friends for a long time. I have a lot to learn from you and a lot to learn from your experience. And again, if Uri Lichtenfeld calls you his mentor and sings your praises like he did in that email, like you had me at mentor. Bottom line is,
Much appreciated. Can I say hello to Uri real quick?
Say hello to Uri.
Hey Uri.
Shout out to Uri Lichtenfeld. Uri, like, man.
If anybody's in New York and has time to grab a bite with Uri, he's the guy to go see.
You realize that, like, you're killing me. Uri, how have we not eaten together?
Uri,
I mean,
you know what to do, Uri.
Uri, let's make it happen, man. All right, listen. I mean, the guy's what's his? Do you remember his title at Morgan Stanley? I think he's like VP
of.
I think he has an amazing title. I know that.
You look it up. I'll read it.
I'm gonna look it up. He is executive director at Morgan Stanley. I mean, legit. All right, listen. I gotta go buy falafel, so I'm gonna go. And I apologize that I'm super rushed like this. It was fantastic to meet you, and I'm so happy you reached out. And I'm even happier that he introduced us afterwards. I had double context. Fantastic. And I mean, the only thing I feel bad about is you didn't have that onion soup next time. But thank you for your time. And yeah, man,
awesome.
Looking forward to our next meeting.
Likewise.
Fantastic.
Thanks a lot.
Take care. Well, that was a pretty great day. Tomorrow is going to be off the charts legendary. Meeting a couple entrepreneurs in the morning, having lunch with Omer Perchik, who met last week from AnyDo. A couple other meetings, then I-24, and then tomorrow night I'm moderating a panel with Singtel and GE Ventures. A whole bunch of top enterprises will be there, and it's going to be a fantastic event. A very long day ahead, but a fantastic one. See you tomorrow.